Earlier today, the internet got more than it bargained for with the release of Stormy Daniels' new book, Full Disclosure. And boy, is that title accurate. It is on the mark. And this book is filled with quite a bit of salacious stuff. Now, according to The Guardian, and I'll get to that salacious stuff later, but look, this is basically Stormy Daniels writing about her reaction to Donald Trump, and we'll start with that, of him winning primaries and the potential of him becoming president. Now, Stormy Daniels, apparently, whose name is Stephanie Clifford, of course, she could not believe that Donald Trump was actually winning primaries in the Republican Party. In fact, former castmates, she writes, whom she had not heard from in years, but who had heard her story about sleeping with Trump in 2006, would call her up to marvel at the news. I would say, Daniels writes, it will never happen. He doesn't even want to be president. Now, that's interesting. Now, look, I think that President Trump, I think at first, yeah, he wanted the news coverage. And what's the biggest way to get your name out there? Even more so than what he already had. Running for president. It was the natural, I guess you could say, evolution of his grifting career. Oh, I'm going to run for president, and then I'm going to get like cable TV news deals and all that. It'll be great. We'll do Trump TV. That was something that we talked about prior to the election. Okay. But anyway, she says, but in reality, he didn't want to be president. And he doesn't have the mental fortitude to be president, for one. And this wasn't something that interested him. Now, we've heard from later books where from different authors, basically the same thing. That eventually Trump got used to the power, and he's like, I kind of like this. Speaking in front of crowds. The only thing that he really likes about being president is, for one, saying that, hey, I'm the president, and speaking in front of crowds of adoring fans. He's always loved that. It feeds his ego, right? But anyway, that said, as Trump kept winning, Daniels writes, she began to think she might be in danger. The story she had to tell about Trump seemed more sensitive the more he won, and she had already been threatened once, years earlier, and warned never to tell the story about President Trump, she's claimed. Those moments of fear and doubt and Daniels' decision on the eve of the election to sign a $130,000 hush agreement hang around a detailed description, I'm reading from The Guardian here, of Daniels' alleged tryst with Trump at a celebrity golf tournament in Lake Tahoe, California. Now, that detail, she goes into terrible detail about that encounter. Now, first, she continued to answer Trump's many phone calls over the next year after that encounter in the hopes that he would make good on his promise to put her on his reality TV show, The Apprentice. Trump suggested, and this shows who he is, that a cheat could be arranged to allow her to survive more episodes of the show. Quote, we'll figure out a way to get you the challenges beforehand, and we can devise your technique. She writes, he was going to have me cheat, and it was 100% his idea. So stop right there. That's who Donald Trump is. So again, we already know about the earlier, sexual encounters that they had, right? So here's Trump's thought process on this. Oh, you had sex with me, so guess what? I'm going to let you cheat. And you're going to cheat, and it's going to be fantastic because I'm going to let you win, okay? Speaking of the sex, whenever she saw Trump on television for years afterwards, Daniels writes, an internal monologue would play out. Quote, I had sex with that. I'd say to myself, ugh. Oh, indeed. And the details are worse than you could imagine. So here's what happened. So Trump's bodyguard had invited Daniels to dinner at the Lake Tahoe, or after the Lake Tahoe golf thing. Now, that invitation turned out to be to Trump's penthouse. During that visit, that's where apparently everything went down, And again, if you're not interested in knowing what Trump's junk is like, I suggest you tune out right now. She writes in a description of alleged events that Daniels has disclosed previously, but which in the book are rendered with new and lurid detail. She describes Trump's penis as, quote, smaller than average, but not freakishly small. Ugh. I mean, look, if you ask Trump, everything is all right. It's great down there. It's tremendous. I have no problems. This is something that played out, by the way, talking about, this is the first time that Trump's junk has come up in the news cycle. So, again, with that Marco Rubio saying, oh, he's got tiny hands. If he's got tiny hands, he must have tiny something else. I assure you, everything is all right down there. Okay, then. Well, here's Stormy Daniels saying, no, it's kind of small. Like, not freakishly small, but still small. There's more. There's more detail. And I'm just going to read it. Quote, he knows he has an unusual penis. It is a huge mushroom head, like a toadstool. Ugh. I lay there, annoyed that I was getting fucked by a guy with Yeti pubes and a dick like the mushroom character in Mario Kart. It may have been the least impressive sex I'd ever had, but clearly he didn't share that opinion. Look, man, she wrote it. I read it. I gave you guys warning. Look, here's the thing. I didn't think it's possible, but I think this may have just ruined Mario Kart forever. And I actually enjoy Mario Kart. Now, it ain't happening. But look, I want to attempt to make some sort of a point here, right? So bear with me. So now you have Bob Woodward's book. You've got the anonymous op-ed. And now you have this. They all say the same thing. That Donald Trump is an idiot man-child with no attention span. And of course this adds that he might have a little bit of penis envy. Just saying. Daniels' alleged relationship with Trump had included, and this is one point that kind of backs up what the Woodward book was saying. She writes in which she was with Trump in a hotel room watching Shark Week on cable television when he receives a phone call from none other than Hillary Clinton. Weird. Now this is, again, 2007. Hillary Clinton's running against Barack Obama for the Democratic nomination. Now, Daniels writes, quote, to make it crazier, Hillary Clinton called. He had a whole conversation about the race, repeatedly mentioning something about our plan. What plan? Our plan. Remember, he's talking to Hillary Clinton at the time. What plan? This is actually more curious. This is actually better than the junk stuff. Because what plan did he have with Hillary Clinton that involved Hillary Clinton? That's super weird. That is super, super weird. But to underscore how much of a child the president actually is, or the would-be president is, she noted that even though he was on the phone with Hillary, his attention kept going back to the sharks. Because of course he did. He has no attention span. Even talking about our plan with Hillary Clinton, which again, I don't know. I don't know what that plan is going to be. Maybe we're on the results of that plan. I don't know. But nonetheless. Oh yeah, no, he couldn't pay attention. He had to go and pay attention to the sharks. He has no attention span. This is why people like Gary Cohn could steal documents off his desk. And he just wouldn't know that they were missing. He didn't know. A child. He is not mentally fit, not mentally stable. Oh. If it's not clear by now, I think history is not going to be kind to, the character of Donald Trump. Could you imagine any other president dealing with some of the stuff that he's done? It's unfathomable, and yet it seems to be happening. And what do Republicans do? They circle the wagons to protect this guy. I don't think we're ever going to see anything quite like this again, because I have a feeling that when Trump goes down, the rest of the Republican Party is going to go with him. And to be clear, he's not going to go down for anything like this. Oh, no, this is nothing. Like, back in the day, like if a Democratic president had multiple books coming out, including one that talked about his penis and how he was having sex with a porn star while already married, basically, having an affair with a porn star, well, they would have been impeached today. But that's not going to happen. That's not what's going to bring him down. What would actually bring him down is his brazen corruption. I think that's what's going to happen. But nonetheless, fascinating. Look, 2 books and an op-ed in the space of less than a month. Wow. I'm telling you, shit is getting crazy. I think TikTok, this president does not have much time left. Because you think it's bad now. Stuff has been trickling out over the last year. Now, it's not a trickle, it's a flood. And it's going to keep getting worse and worse and worse and worse. You think this is bad? Nope. There's probably going to be something worse. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.